Hey, what's up guys, it's Famous, and this time around I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be starting some commentaries, talking about some topics that, have been on my mind. I got a few that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about all of them in this video. I'll probably be doing a video for each, or a separate video for each one. Anyways, I'll probably have this commentary overlap in some gameplay or something, I don't know, of what, I'll figure that out later. But anyways, I've had something on my mind a little bit, and for a while now, and I've been trying to talk to people about it, kind of gaining different opinions, kind of seeing what how other people stand on the subject, but I don't really have enough people to talk to, and no one seems to really give me a clear and concise opinion on it, so I'm just kind of go with the flow, as they say. But what I'm talking about is, does hype kind of blind the consumer of the cons of games? And I feel like this is a very prominent issue in the gaming community, because a lot of us, a lot of us non-casual gamers, a lot of us are like hardcore, die-hard fans for certain games, for certain series, and when developers in like big-name industries, for example, biggest example would be Bungie, and the failure that Destiny was. Us consumers, we'd like to hope that the industries that gave us so many great games that kind of made our childhood or kind of allowed us to experience something great such as Halo, right? And we're still talking about Bungie here. Just something like that, you'd think that Bungie would be able to step it up a notch or just keep it at the same level as where they're at. But it just, in the end, it ended up failing. And bringing back to my main point would be that hype kind of kills the vision of people. And what I mean by that, for example, if you don't know, if you haven't played Destiny, good luck or good on you for not buying anything or buying into it and listening to the reviews and not pre-ordering before it came out. If you didn't do any of that, good on you. But what happened was not us, because I'm not a Destiny player anymore, but Destiny players in general kind of overlooked a lot of the flaws in the game, and I feel like this was due to media and just the overall hype, and the hype is kind of due to media, so it kind of falls under the same category. But a lot of YouTubers, Destiny YouTubers such as More Console, I'm not sure who else. I want to say Datto Vlogs or something. Is it Datto Does Destiny? I think it is. And Planet Destiny or some channel along the lines of that. Those channels are very popular in the Destiny community, and they give a lot of videos about updates and just kind of, I don't really want to shit on these people because I'm sure they're great guys, but a lot of these YouTubers are sellouts. And what I mean by that is that they kind of get an incentive to make these videos, and I'm sure otherwise they wouldn't be making these Destiny videos. And I know there's probably a bunch of factors that go into them making videos. Number one would be that they centered their channel around Destiny, so they really have no other target audience. Other than that, they can't really branch out, and it will just take forever, and so they kind of look for the quick and easy adjustment to kind of just keep pumping out Destiny videos and hoping for the best, just keep hoping. And that's kind of our humans as a whole, that's our downfall. We like to hope when there should be none there. Like a lot of Destiny players hope that there would be, in the next DLC, that the game would be great and better than it was before. And it flopped every single time. And I don't know why it took me so long to kind of understand that. I think it might have more or less been me kind of hoping that all my money didn't go to waste, because I invested so much into that game. It was ridiculous. Like, I bought the $60 original game and the $40 expansion pass that gave us the 2 expansions that weren't even expansions to begin with. I don't even know why. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, to go on, number one, the gaming YouTubers, their channels are centered around that. And secondly, they kind of have an incentive to make it, because I know a lot of these YouTubers are most likely sponsored by Bungie or Activision, giving cool things, giving invites to VidCon and stuff like that. So it opens up opportunities to new exclusive video content for them, and kind of allows more, I guess, traffic into their videos. Third thing, I don't really know how to say this. The third thing would probably be is that they really have nowhere else to go, and it kind of coincides with number one, where their channel is centered around Destiny. But thirdly, they really have nowhere to go. They've built such a rep on this game that it's just come up to the point where you can't really do much else, you know, and especially with more console, because he loves Halo as well, and Halo's been taken by Halo or 343 Industries, and they've kind of flopped in the past, you know, and they're kind of flopping right now with the release of Halo 5. In my opinion, I think it's not all that hyped up, or as it was hyped up. And that's another thing too. The hype kind of just kills everything. It kills everything that we see bad about it, and it just kind of heightens our first response to it. And what I mean by that is that we like to look at games when they first come out, and we like to, or what people normally call it, the honeymoon period, we like to kind of dwell into that. And then after that, after a couple weeks of just same old game, the same game and same boring mechanics, and nothing new has changed, you know, it kind of flopped from last year. 343 flopped. Halo 4, not as bad, but Halo 5 promised a lot of new things, and it's not, I don't want to say it's flopped completely as Destiny, because Halo 5, they're still updating it and they're still working on it, so there is room for improvement. I believe there's free DLC coming out in the future. I'm not sure. I don't really have an Xbox One, so I can't really vouch for that. I don't know all the updates and stuff on that, but they still have room for improvement. But either way, we, us gamers, like to live in the honeymoon period, and then after that, after a couple weeks of playing, maybe not even a couple weeks, depending on the game, it's either all downhill from there or just flatline. And what I mean by that is that we usually like to become kind of zombies in a way, doing the same old thing. And I remember feeling this way when I played Destiny. I don't know why I would play Destiny. It would just be kind of, I don't want to say a need because I didn't need to, but it would just, I would keep coming back. And I know that sounds kind of weird, and maybe people that play Destiny would understand, but I came back because it wasn't addicting. It wasn't anything special, you know. It was just, I really don't know what it was. I kind of want to believe that it was and don't get me wrong, the multiplayer on that game is really fun. I love the multiplayer on the game. I destroyed on that game, but I knew everything was bad with it, and I always complained, but I never really did anything about it. And I think that's kind of what comes with us gamers, is we can't really do much to help behind the scenes with gaming industries and gaming companies. We can't really do much. All we can really do is just kind of shout, scream, and sit behind our computer screens ranting, you know, typing fucking essays to the companies, and then nothing really happens to that, you know, unless all of us band together. But that only happens in like a few cases out of the hundreds that are happening now. Like our gaming industry is going downhill, and it's very, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it because it's true. It's a lot of people are noticing that a lot of gaming companies, big name companies, are starting to, you know, there's memes too, so that's how you know the people know. There's memes of fucking DLC being cut and shit, and I want to believe this all started from Destiny. I want to say this all started from Destiny because they made so much money off of tricking the consumer into buying more and more content, and it's just such a trip when you look back on how much shit they've done and haven't done. And when they came out with the new DLC, The Taken King, it was such a slap to the face when they said that it was gonna be $40. That was just so ridiculous. It blew my mind, and that was just the kind of ending final card for me. And when they said $40 for a new expansion, I was like, fuck that. That is not worth it. And I waited for all the reviews to come out. I waited the honeymoon period, which was only 2 weeks actually, and then everyone started saying, you know, the Taken King was shit. A lot of people were saying that Taken King didn't provide as much content as it was worth, which I knew in advance because, you know, previous to Bungie's track record, they do not supply. They don't supply at all. I don't know what happened. Some people kind of blame it on Activision, but honestly, it's a very equal agreement between the two companies, and I don't know, they're just assholes. That's all I can say. Back to what I was saying though, the gaming industry is going back downhill. It's happening in a lot of games now where DLC comes out later, like Star Wars Battlefront. A lot of the DLC is coming out and you have to pay for it just to play like certain characters, which I find absolutely ridiculous. I was gonna get that game right off the bat. I didn't have enough money at the time, so I didn't buy it. But now that I'm seeing all this shit come out and they only have like a couple maps, which I find stupid. They only have a couple maps and characters that you have to buy and shit. It's ridiculous. I don't know why gaming companies love to do that now. I hope in the future that it doesn't end up being like this, and I hope these are only a few isolated cases. But it seems that a lot of the bigger companies are trying to take advantage of their status. Like EA hasn't had a good track record with people, but you know, since Star Wars Battlefront, I'm not even sure if EA is with Star Wars Battlefront. I think it might be DICE. Never mind. Whoever it is that's created Battlefront kind of uses the title as a reel in, kind of like a hook in a sense, to kind of reel in people and kind of get them stuck in the hype trap that we like to get ourselves stuck into. So I think with all that, does hype kind of kill, you know, our vision of games and kind of allow us to overlook all the flaws, you know? And media has a big part to do with this. Big part to do with this, especially all the gaming YouTubers that start talking about games that are paid to talk about games in a certain way, you know, kind of given incentives. Not paid, but kind of given incentives like access to VidCon and shit like that. That's just ridiculous. And so I'll leave you guys with just one question. Is the gaming industry heading down into the hype trap that I was talking about in this video? And if so, why do you think that is? And if not, let me know your opinion. Alright guys, peace.